Hi everyone, and welcome back. We are about to taste our second sparkling wine with John Morris from Chan's Wine World. He's brought some holiday cheer for us to enjoy today.
Yes, indeed.
So tell us what is up next.
We're going to do a comparison. We won't do them side by side, but we'll do one after the other.
Okay.
We're going to try a French champagne by the Roederer family.
Ooh.
And an American sparkling wine also by the same family, Roederer.
Ah.
So we can compare the French style versus the California
They're
style.
smart. They've got everything
Now,
covered.
besides the fact that they're grown in obviously two different countries or regions, are the grapes that they use from the original vineyard in France?
No, but the type of grape are the same.
Okay.
In true champagne and your prototypical Méthode Champenoise or traditionally made champagne style wine in other countries, you use 3 grapes.
Okay.
2 are red. Pinot Noir,
Pinot Noir.
Pinot Meunier,
I knew that one.
and 1 is Chardonnay.
Okay.
So, which is a good point, so that there's a further breakdown in champagnes and sparkling wines called Blanc de Blanc and Blanc de Noir. When you see
Right.
that on the label,
Yeah.
Blanc de Blanc means white of whites,
So
that's
Chardonnay.
100% Chardonnay.
Okay.
If it's Blanc de Noir,
Got
it's
some of the
Pinot Noir and Pinot Meunier.
So now let me ask a question that has nothing to do with these 3, but so when you see a rosé champagne, like I mentioned earlier, the Schramsberg or the Cristal, or the Cristal makes a rosé, and there are usually Bruts. What is the combination of grapes on that, and how does it get its color?
It gets its color from the skin. Matter of fact, in champagnes with that blend
Right.
of the Pinot Noir, Pinot Meunier, the skins are separated from the juice very, very quickly, so that you get sometimes just a very, very slight, almost salmon hue.
Right.
Yes.
That is even further lessened when it's blended with the Chardonnay. So it's skin contact that gives the color. So skin contact also does another thing with rosé. If you've ever noticed, rosés tend to be a little more full-bodied,
Yes.
have a little more flavor, a little more texture.
Which is why I usually prefer them.
Right.
So.
Extended skin contact. It increases the flavor and aromatics in the wine. So a rosé happens to be a personal favorite of mine.
Yeah, that's great.
So let's try a little French from Roederer. Roederer is also the family that made the wine for a Russian Tsar called Cristal.
Ah,
So this is
look
the
at that.
family that to this
I
day
just
still
dropped
makes
that. I was
Cristal.
gonna say, oh, I
Yes,
need something.
indeed.
Looks like she knew what she was talking about.
When you drink this,
It's the champagne I can't afford.
you'll notice that on the nose there's a little more yeasty,
Yeah.
toasty-like
there is.
characteristics. Yeah, that's very common with champagne.
And oh, so
yum.
yummy.
Oh wow!
We hate this.
Oh wow! This is
You guys
good.
won't like any of this, trust me.
So, when Dom Perignon, who was actually trying to make a still white wine, in the bottle, what happened was re-fermentation happened in the bottle of still wine he was trying to make, and it caused the sparkle in the bottle.
The bubbles.
The bubbles, exactly. And it was a common problem back in France in those time frames. And he tasted it, and he was blind. And he said, "Come quickly, I am tasting the stars."
Ah.
So we're tasting the
Neat.
stars.
Oh, I just
That
got
makes it even more
goosebumps.
romantic. And this is obviously one that would be better if just to drink, not to...
This is great.
This is just to drink.
I
Obviously,
think
if
this
you
is
want to
great.
add, everybody has their own taste on what you enjoy, but this is a great
This
one
is
to...
a great one to just sip. Very high quality.
Yeah.
But Julie, something I'd like to
But,
demystify
Julie,
I feel like I'm in
is
trouble.
there you go. To the
champagne.
principal's office for you.
Champagne is actually a very good food wine. And
We just
it's-
did a champagne dinner the other night. That was
and
fabulous.
because
Wonderful.
high acidity, and it's a very usually associate champagne with what? Celebration.
Right.
Right.
And unfortunately, that's how people commonly think of it. But it's much more than celebratory. It's
Absolutely.
really a great food wine, and it's really great with some of the local cuisine around here. I know we have a lot of people that like sushi. This is the absolute perfect wine style, champagne in particular, to go with sushi.
Well, and when I say by itself, I mean also not with orange juice or in a Bellini.
Yeah,
Much
that's
better to
correct.
just
Oh,
enjoy
yeah.
it with
That
your food or with whatever than to...
that would be almost
yeah.
sacrilegious.
That's what I was going to think.
And so that we can compare what is the price point on that?
This is
what would be
$40.
the average price? About $40.
This is $40 to $50.
That's awesome.
This one right
really
now
not
is $39.99.
on sale at Chan's.
On sale. At Chan's.
any
Now
of
this
the-
is our regular price. That's
Oh,
our
that's your
regular
regular
price.
price.
That's our
Okay.
regular price. Our regular pricing is real good.
But that is a great point, because I think a lot of people always think of champagne as just celebration party and not actually sitting down with the meal and enjoying it. But the other
it's
night when
really-
we had it, it was every course was paired phenomenally, and it was
right.
One of them was tuna that was fantastic.
It really
And
is.
you really
Absolutely
could taste the
fantastic.
difference
With it, without.
with the different champagnes and or different sparkling wines, because they were sparklings and champagnes. But it was really fun. I think it cleanses your palate,
It's very palate cleansing.
and I think that's
As a matter of fact, in Italy, when you go into a white tablecloth restaurant in Venice, you sit down, and my wife and I were shocked one time. Next thing they're bringing out a bottle of sparkling wine. And I think he saw
said,
the
"Yay!"
look of shock on my face. She said, no, complimento. They serve Prosecco as a palate cleanser before the meal. And they also use it in between courses, like sorbet.
Like sorbet
to
would be
cleanse the
instead.
palate. So exactly,
Beautiful.
that's exactly
Yet
what
one
they
more
use it
reason to
for.
go to Italy.
And in food, sometimes in food pairings you do like for like. This is often a good juxtaposition. This is really good with really rich, creamy foods because it kind of cuts through
it kind of cuts through it, right?
And a lot of people prefer this with lobster. So this is great with lobster.
Oh, geez,
lobster
champagne and lobster. You didn't
making you hungry?
mention
A little
caviar.
bit. A little bit.
That's the only thing you're missing.
No, caviar is actually the #1. Either that or vodka with caviar.
Well, because caviar for me represents like the little bubbles of the champagne when you get the really fine, tiny. I'm just wandering off. All right, so we're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back and taste the third
We're
one.
going to cleanse our palate.
Cleanse our
We'll cleanse our palate from the
That's
last
right.
one.
But we won't mix it.
No.
We're not going to mix
No,
this
we're going
one.
to cleanse. Okay, yeah. We'll be back,
All
y'all.
right, guys.
Stick around.
Stick around.
Located in Destin, Henderson Park Inn is Florida's premier beachside bed and breakfast inn. Here you can enjoy the perfect blend of charm and grace wrapped by the secluded shores of the Emerald Coast. Henderson Park Inn is perfect for a romantic getaway. Nestled at the end of a quiet road on the eastern edge of the Henderson State Park, the inn promises a relaxing and refreshing vacation. Featuring Victorian-inspired furnishings, a large veranda, and private terraces overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. And you can enjoy a superior dining experience with Tim Crehan's Beachwalk Cafe or sunset at the Tiki Bar. For reservations, call 866-398-4432.